good afternoon. I mean, we are just about a minute shy away from afternoon, so good morning, everyone. And my name is Sameer. I'm from Studio Osmosis, and we are young, I think. But yeah, the first two presentations were really spectacular. I mean, Sonam and Anna has given some really good insights. Uh, I need to come and sit with you on site and you tell me how to sketch, because that is something that we really would want to do. And Ahana, that's some spectacular work what you guys have done. It's brilliant. So I'm going to take a little bit of both of them and then club them together and show what our journey has been. And somewhere Kiran sir would also agree that what when we started, it was all about the pencil. We always wanted to talk about the pencil, and the generation that we are employing now, or who we work with, is all about the pixel. There is no in between, and we are this constant battle, about how do we want design to be explored, how do we want design to be explained. Is it via a pencil, or is it going to be a pixel, or what is going to be the future? And like Ahana is toying around with AI, we are toying around with AI. I mean, I remember back in the day, we grew up having dial phones and floppy disks and zip drives, and you guys are all lucky on cloud, and you know and we had to actually wait for a mother to call, and and you guys have WhatsApp call and everything. So it's time has changed and everything is moving so very fast. So um, pencil to pixel is what our theme is. Okay. uh, I'm going to take a little back in time, and no, it's not going to be a history class, but it's just to remind about how, where are we, and how time is, or what's our relevance in today's age. Um, just 2 weeks back, we did a road trip to Aurangabad and we visited at the Ellora Caves yet again. And if you haven't, you have to go visit it, because to us, this is the strongest piece of architecture that is there in our country, in our culture. This took 200 years to build before Christ, and it was built without a sketch or a plan, with only a vision in mind, cutting natural rock top down. I mean, here we are trying to create buildings top up and they don't work. And the bridges are not joining at Andheri after doing drawings. And imagine if one of these columns failed. Would they have said, Arey, baju wala mountain hai, le lete hain." So I think what is unique is the ideology or the vision that someone had, and a team of them or one person of them to go ahead, transfer the data and transfer it through a language that we don't know, or we can only perceive or read through books. Then you talk about this. This is something which is spectacular. It is one man's vision, and it's bringing a humanity to complete it. It's a decade, I mean, it's a century old now almost, and we still go there and we're in awe of how did that guy really think about it. His drawings were almost burnt, and there are guys who are trying to get into his mind using softwares and technique which have been developing over time to improvise and complete it to what he had imagined. I mean, that is the power of design or expression, the power of the pencil to the pixel. um, if I talk about this structure, I mean, Peter Eisenman revolutionized almost everything about what design was. I mean, we would really think about spaces. Our professors would tell us, sit down, sketch, sketch, sketch. If you don't like it, crumple the paper, throw it away. And Peter Eisenman took the crumpled paper and said, "Oh my God, I'll make a building out of it." And and it was not an easy task, because he got all the guys on board to think together, structural and CAD drawings. The softwares were developed for this project. I mean, it was a revolutionizing aspect of what was the present, and this was just a glimpse of what the future was. And now we have this at our fingertips, which is AI, which Ahana showed us, and it's a bunch of prompt. And if you go and see, the only thing that we are doing is imagining what a future of our world would be like, in the post apocalyptic world, or if we talk about the city of tomorrow, and that is what we are thinking about. And the power that AI is bringing to us is, while we are trying to be so relevant in today's time, we are trying to put in prompts to show us what probably our future would be, and can we build this, or can we live in a building like this, will it be habitable or not. So let us go back a little in time, and it's just a short, brief of where we were, where there were handmade drawings, and then there were CAD based drawings, and then there are AI based drawings, and we are constantly striving, struggling somewhere in between to get that little balance out. Okay, I don't know if anyone is old school here, but I am definitely old school. And I just cannot tolerate someone coming to me with an AutoCAD drawing first. I mean, for us, or for me at least, I think the expression always is uh, uh, to do a sketch first. And I think the idea was, when we were taught, the meaning of a line was quite significant, and we were told, unless and until you don't get that line straight, you do not stop. You just keep going on and on and on. Draw lines in between newspaper letters till you get it right. Until then, you don't stop. And then that has made such an impact on me at least, and at our firm, when we hire or when we talk to interns, or that or anyone who works with us, we tell them that the first thing that has to come with is a sketch. We have an exercise where we say, sketch first, draft later, visualize much later. But if you cannot visualize when your mind is going to your fingers first, and from then your fingers to the screen, not the mind can't go directly to the screen, please, doesn't happen. Old school, I'm sorry about that, but yeah. Then came this, our little computer back in the day, where we learning AutoCAD 14, and now we started using softwares and everything. The desk started getting clearer. Our drafting tables went back in the attic. Triangular scales, I don't know if anyone knows, but those are decorative items on our desk right now. And those T squares and everything, just wrote rings. But those are the things which are nostalgia for us, but those are the things that we actually worked with day in and day out. And now AutoCAD and softwares have just made our lives so simpler. I mean, we could churn out drawings faster, hopefully make lesser mistakes, and we have our favorite Control Z to work on all the time. The favorite keys on our keyboard are only two: escape and spacebar. Nothing else works, because that is the only thing that we like. But sorry, are sorry, my bad. Now we have that, what I told about the Control Z of the undo, or the undo command, that we like so much. And touch screen has changed our life, that anytime we make a mistake, we just want to touch the drawing and say, okay, go back, go back, go back. So where are we? We are trying in a world where there was automation, and now we have uh, something called as AI, which is telling us what to do. We are feeding in information, it's learning. It's like a baby right now amongst us, and it's learning slowly and slowly. I mean, if I would say, hey Siri, half your phones would like beep up and say, hello, yeah, tell me, what do you want? So there is someone who's always listening to us, always trying to learn from us, um, wanting to tell us what we want to shop next. And that is what is interesting, which is happening with us. And even if we want to escape it, we can't, and we have to work with it. So um, where do we find amidst all this debate, where some people are saying that AI is bad, AI should be, we don't want AI because they're going to take our jobs over, man. They're going to write novels and screen, movies for us, and what are we going to do? You've seen that. And AI is going to write everything for us. But AI is meant to streamline your work right now. I mean, use it for that. But the problem with AI is we are getting dependent on an artificial tool which is not meant for us to be dependent on. It's a tool like AutoCAD, like it's a tool to for you to visualize but not get dependent on it to visualize. Because if you don't know the technicalities, if you don't are not out there to learn, you're not going to really learn how to execute it. Like how Anna said, probably that image that came to her was probably someone who did an AI without a context, which is completely large, and then she went back and said, how the hell am I going to construct this like this? It is just doesn't work. So if you do not have the know-how, you cannot do it. Will AI get there? We don't know. So I'm gonna go back and say a little bit about what we do at our studio. Just a little bit of glimpses of what we do. Um, these are some of our sketches that at least I do on paper on and use the digital tool. I use the iPad very often to sketch. There are good softwares where it's exactly like using a tracing paper on like Procreate, Morpholio, where you can actually get something like this done. So these are some of the images that I do personally on projects when we are working on. These are some of the sketches that our team does, whether it is to give it to a contractor or give it to a client or anything like that, but it has to be a hand sketch. The first presentations, the first ideations always are about sketching. And right now with you know we want to be paper free and clutter free, so digital is the way to go. You can actually document them in such a better manner and have all of them at your fingertips at whenever you want it. It's just spectacular. um, so few of our three things or four things that we do at our studio time and again, and we keep harping them, is about storytelling and story listening. I mean, if you're an architect or a designer or anyone who's selling anything, it has to be with an innate story. I mean, it's your story that you're telling because you're listening to someone who wants that story from you. If like Sonam said that her client said, now, oh, we are upgrading our lifestyle now, it is because of a story that she heard, and then they realize that it's a story that's going back and forth. um, so for example, this is a story that a client told us, that we want to expand, but no two units or no two brands or spaces should look alike. So this is Indigo Delhi that we've done about 6 to 7 of them, and none of the spaces look like what they are. It's about the context, it's about that emotion and the mood of what that space needs to be. It is not about a cookie cutter McDonald's where it is not context based, but it is always because it's a storytelling. You're sitting and you're just discussing, and that design came out of a discussion, literally a discussion, a sketch on a napkin or anything that you might call. Versatility and adaptability. We listen to our clients a lot, because if it's the same space, similar building, same location, but two clients have different tastes and the output is also very different. Of course, it goes through a lot of iterations. Right now, when we talk about what do we give and how do we give options, we make a rendering first, of course. This is another project that we did. We use tools like visualization, SketchUp, 3D Max, other softwares. We employ people, we outsource our work where we can get the visualization to make sure that we get the output like this. So digital is what uh, we are used to now, and so much that now we use softwares to express our drawings, express our way of work, the styles of presentation, and everything else in between. Um, then comes the mother of all inspiration, Pinterest and Instagram. I mean, there was a time when we used to go to the library, and there was no access. I mean, literally no access of any peers. I mean, the only source was books written in the magazine, in the library. Go there, and then we would say, oh, Tadawando is my god. I mean, I would love his work. I mean, I would do a building like his, or something like that. And now we have so much information that is there at our fingertip that we are actually lost. There's so much information out there that it's called the, I mean, we call it the democratization of design. I mean, it's free. Good design is out there for you. I mean, this is all good design. There is nothing bad about it. But the problem with this is that this is also available with your clients. Now there is a conflict of interest because what you want is not what you can give, because they'll come back and tell you this is what I want. So where are you going to draw the line? How are you going to fight that battle, day in and day out, whether when you are trying to express what you want, when someone is telling you, no, this is what I want. So again, how are we going to be relevant? Um, Whether it is going to be AI or not, I don't know. So these are some of the interesting things that we've done using Pinterest. I mean, not ashamed of saying we don't use Pinterest, we all do. But probably, for an example, where we took a movement of art, which was Memphis pop culture, and then he imprinted it on to a piece of furniture, which could be used as a screen, used as a table, or something like that. And then how would it turn out? And we got this. This was a prototype that we did, which we thought was interesting. Uh, what would happen if with a sketch or a doodle? I mean, this was practically a sketch on an A4 size paper, and this is what we got this built. Again, if there are collaborators and people who do not have faith in what we do or what we sketch, the sketch will only remain on the paper. Uh, Another idea is to how we use digital and tool to stay relevant. Art like Pichwai, which is eons old, and how do we modernize it? uh, you work with collaborators where they digitize it, and yet work with craftsmen in creating a completely different style of Pichwai with a completely different approach and use for that particular art. So art is just not, now the art is just not on the wall, it is used as different elements, and that is the power of visualization from pixel to, sorry, pen to pixel. So today we are here. I mean, we are in the AI world, and we are all using generative AIs like ChatGPT. I mean, you don't know how to write an email, you want to kill someone, write it on ChatGPT and say, I want to kill this person in 10 days. Can you tell me a polite way how to do it? And it'll tell you exactly how to do it, and you'll be like, wow, this is amazing. I cannot kill anyone so politely. So that is there, and we've been toying around with virtual reality and augmented reality. I mean, and I am a big movie buff fan, so you can see augmented reality out there, which was back then, where they used to move their hands around from screen to screen and be like, oh my god. Or I don't know if you saw Giant Robot. If anyone saw, they will be like, you talk on the phone, I'll be like, giant robot, come. And you do that right now. I see people talking on the phone like this on their iWatches. I'm like, really, that is what is happening right now. And so while there are AI for all this, and what does it mean for us, and how do we are implementing it? This is a sketch that we did for a bungalow project. This is done by hand, and then we traced it on the iPad and everything, and then we said, like, you know what, let's just put it on AI Mid Journey and see what it gives us. It gave us 3 floors. Thank you so much, but nothing else really matched, because it's all about refining. And as we are working with the AI tool, we realize that it's nothing but a wormhole. It is not what your mind is thinking, it is about the words or the prompts that is giving back to you. So for example, this was a lobby design, and I kept on improvising it and improvising it and improvising it, but and it kept on giving me more and more and more options, but it is not the option that I want. That's not the option that I'm thinking, but it's the option that I'm getting. Now, to someone who's an easy way out would just say, you know what, just take the shit and just do it. Let's just execute it. But the point is that what, where we are going? I mean, uh, you can take some elements out of this. So we were discussing, okay, I really like the flooring, I really like the colors. Really like that material. Now I can take three of these together, combine them, but you still have to put your mind together. So AI is not about just you know seeing things in what it is, just augmented. It's a wormhole, like when you're sitting. You have free time and you're sitting in the car or in the train on the bus, and all you do is look at other people's stories and you're going back next, and it's a wormhole. You just go deeper and deeper into it and you don't realize where when you're in it. Okay. Again, toying with the future. This was what I was thinking was uh, my context of what religion would be in an apocalyptic Mumbai in the future, when all our religion is making so much money and then they really decide to have a headquarters, in quotes. If Siddhivinayak had a headquarters, what it would be like in Mumbai city, I mean, the baby Siddhivinayak and Siddhivinayak, which is high rise. So it's fun. Even if you really want to see what the future, it shows you something that you cannot imagine, and that is fun. To me right now, this is fun. I mean, my son and Shilpa and I, we toy around this as a joke. I mean, what it would be like. Instead of doing something, we like AI में डाल के देखते हैं क्या देता है. So it's fun. Uh, Again, big movie fan. James Cameron 1984 said that Skynet made AI and there was a war between mankind and AI. Back then, in 2029, the world will come to an end. And anything and everything they said was all about artificial intelligence. And who in 1984 really thought that there would be artificial intelligence? I mean, when Matrix was released, it was all about artificial intelligence, and we said, I am plugged in. I mean, we are all hooked on to our gadgets, guys. I mean, we are plugged in. We are in the matrix. This is the matrix. So, uh, for us, I think the only takeaway what we feel is, while AI is here to stay, and as we are going ahead, it can be used to minimize and streamline our workforces. Uh, it is AI is feeding on to the data that we are providing and we are giving to them, and then it can feed back the correct answers to us. Um, so it is still growing and it will forever continue to grow, uh, but it can never take, replace humans, and because we are emotion centric and it can never replace human emotions, it makes us unique what we do. So we are unique to what we are, and we can tell AI and discriminate and define or distinguish between AI and us, and I think that is what we need to truly do, because our connect from AI is, I would like to my entire laptop and my workforce to get into an AI mode and minimize it, so I can probably spend more time with my son and spend more time with my family, and actually just see the world and have a good time and sit with my friends and have a drink when work is happening automatically. That would be the future. So what next? So this is Studio Osmosis in collaboration with AI and you guys. Thank you so much.